So maybe you've been thinking about finally selling your home, whether you've outgrown it, it's too big for you, or maybe you just fell in love with another area of Charlotte. Well, I'm here to share with you, as one of the top 100 agents in Charlotte, exactly what you need to do to get the best possible price for your home. We're going to cover market trends, interest rates, and more all within this video. And stick around to the very end because I'm going to let you in on an industry secret that you've been doing wrong for years. First, let's talk a little bit about market trends. Trends in the market are going to have a lot to do with whether or not your house sells and whether it sells quickly or it takes a few days or weeks to do so. Now, when it comes to these market trends, there are things, of course, outside of real estate that are also going to control what is going on. Here's my recommendation: ride the wave. When the market, aka stocks and other such investments, are up, people feel a lot more confident when making investments or large purchases, aka buying a home. Now, in addition to this, job market trends are also going to play a role. Now, all of this being said, I'm not saying that your house won't sell if the stock market is down and job trends are down. What I am saying is you will certainly have your best opportunity to do so when both of those are up. This means there's more money flowing and people are more willing to open up their wallet and maybe go a little bit over budget. I'm 𝗖𝗁 with Living in Charlotte, North Carolina. If you've been thinking about moving to Charlotte or the surrounding suburbs, go ahead and subscribe below so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I love helping people just like you who are looking to move to Charlotte, North Carolina or relocate to another area of town. So whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now, feel free to give me a text, a call, an email, or even set up a Zoom meeting. All of my contact information is in the description below. I'd be happy to make your move everything you want it to be. The next thing I want to talk about are interest rates. We all know interest rates are important. We all also know that they fluctuate. That being said, when a buyer is looking to purchase a home on the market, they're going to be more apt and there's going to be more of them when interest rates are lower. This is actually going to expand their purchasability options, as a 1% interest rate increase is actually going to equate to an 11% decrease in purchasing power. So how does this affect you and how can you control the outcome? Well, we know that you can't control interest rates. We all know that. But what you can do is be strategic with when you sell your home. If interest rates are expected to come down or you see they're on a downward trend, this could be the good time to go ahead and pull the trigger to get your property on the market while the interest rates are still low. In addition, being you might be going out to buy another property, it'll also be advantageous for you. So what if interest rates have remained high and there's no end in sight? Well, we've seen this over the last 2 to 3 years where interest rates aren't budging too much, even though we've been told they would. Well, one of the ways around this is you can also offer incentives to buyers. And the incentives aren't things simple like closing costs. In fact, you'd actually want to target interest rates specifically. As a seller, you have the ability and power to buy down someone's interest rate at a far reduced cost than the buyer paying it for themselves. I know that sounds silly, but if the seller pays for it, everybody's fine with it. So you could potentially do a 1% buy down or a 2-1 buy down, which would be 2% in the first year, 1 in the second year, and it goes back to the original interest rate in the third. And this has worked out wonderfully for my buyer clients as well as those that are listing their home, because you're opening up the opportunity for buyers to get into a home at a lower interest rate. And once they have the home, they can refinance while living there. Next, I want to talk about pricing. Pricing really does matter. I know we all know this, but an overpriced home is going to sit on the market. I do have clients who say, well, why don't they just offer me what they think it's worth if they don't think that this is the right price? People aren't going to offer what they think it's worth if you have a particular price out there. In fact, people are also looking within a bracket of price ranges. So if your home is overpriced or priced outside of the bracket that they're looking in, they might not even see it, or if they do see it, they won't even consider it because they don't think you'll come to the price that they have in mind. Now, this is not 2020 anymore. People are not going to be paying $50,000 cash over appraised value. Yes, that was happening all across the country, I know. We need to have the understanding that value is in the eyes of the beholder. The beholder in this instance is the buyer. So how do we make sure that our price is still going to maximize your returns and get you the most possible, but also stay in the keen eye of the buyers that are out there ready and willing to purchase? You'll want to focus your price based upon sold homes in your area, not ones that are currently active, not ones under contract, but sold. This is going to show you, and it's going to be a reflection to the buyer as well, that you are on target with other homes that have sold in the area. Now, here's the key piece here. You don't want to price your home right at that average of the other homes in the area. In fact, you actually want to price just slightly under it. I'm talking $5,000 to $10,000 depending upon the price point. Why in the world would I say this when we want to maximize the price? Well, by pricing it slightly under, you're actually going to increase the demand. If you're priced less than other homes in the area, you're going to be the most popular home, which is going to bring the most attention, the most offers, and then you are in control and in the driver's seat. In a market right now, which is swinging far more heavily to the buyer's advantage, you want to be one of the few in the market. Problem is, the inventory has begun to go up, and buyers are sitting on the sidelines until they see a deal. Well, guess what? Once they fall in love with it, they're more willing to hold on to it and not let it go. What will this do for you? Well, now you can drive the price upward as you can counteroffer over your own list price. So this is the strategy I've used for many of my clients and gotten record sales prices in many neighborhoods. So of course we all know this one, but let's talk about it. Home improvements. There is a such thing as a home improvement that's going to pay back, and there's a such thing as one that will not. What I will tell you is massive renovations in your house are not going to get the outcome that you're truly looking for. One, if you're going to completely gut a kitchen, guess what? The one you put in may not match the styling of someone else who's looking in the market. In addition to that, that renovation may have cost you $30,000 to $50,000. I'm here to tell you, a renovated kitchen is not going to get you that return. And if it does, it might be only that return. And in that case, what was it worth when you go through the headache of a renovation while you're living in a property? So let me share with you some of the renovations that do pay back, and they're far less intrusive and invasive to your everyday life as you're getting ready to get your house listed. A neutral paint color is going to go a long way. If you love color in your home, I am here for you. I do as well. But when people are looking for a new home for themselves, they need to be able to see themselves in the home. Having the home repainted in a neutral color palette, whether it be Dove white or some kind of useful gray color, is truly going to help. I will tell you right now, stay away from tans and beiges. They're so 2000. You're going to want to declutter. That means clearing off bookshelves, clearing off surfaces. Make it simple and clean, again, so people can picture themselves there. Now, I know I said don't do a full kitchen renovation. However, if you still have laminate countertops or perhaps old brown granite or black, you may want to go ahead and invest on painting the cabinetry and replacing the countertops. While replacing the countertops is a sizable dollar amount when you're investing that into a property, it is far reduced from the amount that you'd spend if you're going to renovate your entire kitchen, but it can give it a completely different feel. This also goes for bathrooms. Remove carpet. That's right. If you have carpet in common areas such as living rooms or, God forbid, in bathrooms, get it out of there. This is one of the biggest complaints I see from most buyers in the market that are looking for properties is carpet in hallways and common areas, as they're the most heavily trafficked, usually have the most dirt concentration, and let's face it, they don't hold up very well. So get that carpet out of there, install LVP or other such flooring that matches the current flooring in your home. Now, if you did decide to go ahead and do an entire floor with LVP, it's actually not nearly as expensive as you might think, and could run you with labor about $8,000 to $10,000 depending upon what you use. And last but not least, for home improvements, go get some mulch out in your garden beds and add a little bit of backyard furniture to really make it pop. These simple curb appeal items are going to show that you have maintained and managed the home, and it's going to show that you truly love and care for it. Not to mention, who doesn't love a freshly mulched garden? Now, in addition to all of these things, you want to hire a professional to maximize your return. Now, hiring a professional real estate agent, some might say, that's just a cost in selling my home. I can cut that cost and do it myself. Now, that being said, you probably could. However, if you're hiring the right agent, they're actually going to ensure that they're not a cost on the line items. Instead, they are an asset that is going to net you the most. What we really want to focus on is the net. What is your take home at the end of the day? While some focus on the sales price, I like to focus on making sure that my clients net the most and put that into the bank at the end of the day. There are plenty of real estate agents out there, but if you choose the right one, they're not only going to be able to understand the market trends and help position you properly, they're also going to be willing to tell you no. I know that sounds crazy, but no is a powerful word. But when I see my clients going in the wrong direction that will not help them net the most on the sale of their home, I'm going to share those opinions and the information that go along with it to make sure that I can guide them so they can make their own decision while having all the facts and information available to them. You're also going to want to make sure that you hire someone who has succeeded in selling homes in good markets and in bad markets. For a very good example here, about 47% of licensed real estate agents sold 0 homes in the year of 2024. What does that tell us? It tells us that not all real estate agents are created equal. And while you could be successful selling in 2020 when everyone and their mother was selling homes, it takes skill and dedication to truly do things the right way to get homes sold in any market. Let's face it, everyone's a great agent when the market's on fire. But those that are consistently in the top standings in your area, those are going to be the agents that you want to focus on to help you actually net the most on the sale of your home. It's not just about putting on the multiple listing service and praying that it sells. It's about working their network, understanding the market, and understanding the true sales process and working outside the box. And if you're looking for an agent to list your house, I'd be happy to talk to you about what it takes to sell a home in today's market. Now, last but certainly not least, I've told you to wait till the end and we have come to it. There is one industry secret which has been held from you for years and has been done wrong. And I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now. When to sell your house. Now in the Carolinas, especially in Charlotte, we don't have nearly the seasonality that many other areas of the country do, especially the North and Northeast. However, when it comes to listing your house, there is a particular time that would actually give you the most opportunity and help it sell faster than any other time of the year. And here's the secret. It's not March and April. In fact, one of the best times to list your property is actually going to be late January. Now, before you think I pulled this out of a hat, let me talk to you about why this is. See, in January, we have now passed all of the holidays, past the new year, and now we're coming into the middle part of January. This time of year is actually when I get the most calls from buyers looking to purchase a home. The reason is they've always had the intention on doing it in the coming year, and maybe it was even a New Year's resolution. The thing is though, they're going ahead and getting their pre-approval all taken care of by mid to late January, and guess what? There aren't as many homes available on the market because sellers think that they need to wait until the spring to list their house. It's better to be one of the few than one of the many. So it might actually be better for you to list it in the January, February market instead of in March or April when everyone else thinks they need to have their house listed. So I hope this video is helpful for you, especially as you're starting down the path of potentially getting your house sold. There's a lot of aspects to selling a home and the market is constantly changing, so it's good to make sure that you're keeping your thumb on what's going on. What other questions do you have? Drop them in the comments below. I want to hear from you and answer all the questions that you have. As I mentioned earlier, go ahead and subscribe below and be the first to learn about all of the current market trends here in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And of course, I love working with people just like you, looking to move to the Charlotte, North Carolina, or relocate to another area of town. So if that's you, whether it's 9 days or 90 days from now, give me a call, a text, an email, or set up a Zoom meeting. All of my information is in the description below. I'd love to help you make your move everything you want it to be. Until next time, I look forward to showing you around town.